The Walt Disney Company is being called out for their ethics when it comes to teaching voters how to vote on future board members. It turns out that having a cartoon duck instruct your shareholders not to vote for Trian might be trying just a little too hard to blur that line between education and pixie dust propaganda. Hello, folks, and welcome back to a whirlwind day as we continue to unravel what is unraveling at the Walt Disney Company. And today's endeavor, we're going to explain to you how Disney decided to educate shareholders, of course not the investing class, but rather those who own fewer stocks, those who Disney apparently deems to be dum-dums. We didn't say it. Apparently that's what Disney thinks, because they've got a cartoon duck telling you how to vote. And instead of just explaining the voting process, they're telling you who to vote for their board. Folks, we've got an attorney on hand to tell us, is it ethical? Is it legal? Stay tuned.
YK Penguin for $2. Just wondering, is that duck video from Disney legal? They absolutely would have had to sign off.
There's no way they did not clear that.
That thing had to get filed with the SEC. The full script is on the SEC website right now. So Ludwig von Drake is referenced in a recent filing of the SEC with the SEC. So yeah,
did they file his nationalization through Operation Paperclip? Was that registered with the SEC?
I was never a member of. Anyways,
I am Argentine. You could check it.
We were to hack.
Oh, I do have a question about this.
New episode of Der Iger's face. You know.
All we heard was Yoda.
So let me ask a question about this though, because I am curious about it. And the one thing that really piqued my interest here, beyond the fact that Disney clearly thinks that individual shareholders are morons and have to listen to a cartoon duck explain to them what to do. Beyond that, I am curious about the ethics of, one, teaching people how to vote, and then two, segueing into don't vote for these groups, vote for these groups, without saying this is a Disney opinion or this is our suggestion. It literally just says, here's how you vote. It goes through the list, and then it says, don't vote for Trian. Don't vote for Blackwells.
One more thing before Andrew answers this. It also says make sure if you want to come to the party to use the control number on your white card. Are the control numbers on the blue and red cards different? And are they implying if you use the other ones you won't get the invite?
What a great question.
Don't know that. They imply a lot of things, right? They're implying that, hey, if you don't vote this way, you don't put in this control card. Well, we can't guarantee you're getting an invite.
You don't get fruit
you might
cup.
not be invited to the party, right? You might not get that Disney cupcake. But no, from an ethical standpoint, yeah, it's questionable. Now, of course, I have to be very clear. It's not illegal, right? Nothing in that video, of course.
Legalities and ethics different.
Legality and ethics are different things. Something can be unethical without being illegal, right? And many times we see many things that are done that are highly unethical, but they're still legal, right? Which is why lawyers have jobs, right? But certainly explaining it in the manner they did was a questionable ethical decision at best, looking at it favorably. And doing it in that manner, I mean, to me, it shows what they treat the shareholders as. They think you are children, right?
Yeah.
You're children, right? Which may be true of the Disney adult employees and whatever else who owns a certain amount of shares. But I mean, really, if you look at the majority of the shares, they're owned by institutional investors that know how to vote. They're not people that do not know how to vote. But the fact that they're kind of trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel here to get every single vote, I think that tells a lot.
The part that got me, you see that tab up there, expert analysis?
Oh, that's great.
It's all so-called experts saying, well, Peltz hasn't got a plan. He hasn't said what he's going to do, which is utterly a lie.
Well, no. Hold on. Those statements were made in November of last year.
Well, a couple of them are more recent, though. So anyway.
Yeah, no. Right. Some of them are in January, but a lot of them are before he came out with the statement about merging ESPN and Netflix, right?
Right.
So they weren't taking any of that into account at all whatsoever. And not only that, but they're misframing the entire argument of Nelson Peltz, saying, well, he doesn't have a roadmap to get us to profitability. Well, neither do you, right? Where are
exactly.
you going? Right.
Well, and let's be fair. They're also misrepresenting the fact that sitting on the corner of Iger's desk gathering dust is a 100-page white paper that Peltz sent him, in addition to the white paper he had sent him before on how to unfuzzle his company. So there's a lot of lies or maybe misrepresentations of the truth, or whatever fancy words you want to say legally, that,
Let's take a risk here.
Creative magic.
There you go.
Let's take a bit of a risk here for the integrity of news coverage, and that is, we don't know what Disney's going to react, by playing this, but we're going to play just a brief snippet, again, specifically for news purposes. I just want folks to hear this part right here.
But before you do that, it would help, I usually don't beg for the super chats here. The super chats will help, as well as liking this video and sharing it out, because that might overcome some of the demonetization we might
Jonas feels the money being ripped from our hands at this very moment.
I was going to say, I just YOLO'd and play the entire thing. So if you guys want to help a brother out who's definitely going to get demonetized.
Here we go, folks. Here's where the questionable ethic issue arises.
Employee plan. Please note the earlier voting deadline indicated on your white voting instruction form. Remember, it's important you vote only for Disney's 12 nominees using the white proxy card. Do not vote for the Trian Group or Blackwell's nominees. Voting this year is critical, no matter.
Guys, did anybody notice that when they talk about Blackwell's, the ethnicity that pops up on the screen?
Do not vote for the Trian Group or Blackwell's nominees.
No.
Blackwell's?
No.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Disney.
Oh, no.
It's all Greek to me, I tell you.
Voting this year is critical, no matter how many or how few shares you may own. Professor Ludwig, what should the shareholders do with their blue and green
those
proxy cards?
percentages that were just on the screen, they don't correlate to any number in the local filings.
By the way, can I just see a show of hands? Has anybody ever heard Ludwig von Drake referred to as Professor Ludwig? It's always Professor von Drake. They don't even get that right.
They don't even know their own characters, but they'll hawk their characters out for anything they can milk some money from.
I'll also point out that is not the legit voice actor for Ludwig von
Oh,
Drake.
not at all. Not at all. Not any of the three.
He's not even Austrian.
Bill Rogers, who I think is the voice of the parks there, or used to be until he actually, no, that's not even him. Corey Burton is the voice of Ludwig von Drake for almost everything they've done for I don't know how many years.
But he did not want to be part of the propaganda this time.
But they used their third stringer. They used their replacement of the replacement, because obviously the original voice actor has passed on at this point.
That was Paul Frees, of course.
Yeah, and I'll just add that Corey Burton's the kind of guy that he refuses to do any updates for the Haunted Mansion because he doesn't want them to remove. It was Paul Frees for the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, sure.
I almost said Sebastian Cabot there, but that's a different Disney legendary.
So
voice.
how desperate must Disney be that they're pulling out a cartoon duck, and how little must they think of their shareholders that apparently they believe their shareholders want to listen to a cartoon duck tell them how to vote? This is clearly not for the institutionalists. It's not for Vanguard. It's not for Blackwell. This is or BlackRock. Sorry, Blackwell's got that in my mind now.
I did a little cursory research, and I can't guarantee this is accurate, but from the best I can find, the last time they've used Ludwig von Drake in anything was about 2009.
I thought you were going to say 1948, but okay.
Well, no, he started in the 60s on The Wonderful World of Color, but my point is, if you're going to pick of all of your characters, the one who you think is the most credible, that's really going to tell you people something important, and then have him say nothing, by the way, in this thing, do you pick? I love Ludwig, but do you pick him, or do you have Mickey tell you?
Well, you don't want to have Mickey on there saying, "Ha, screw that Elon Musk fella. Gotta get rid of that guy."
Well, if they think anybody's going to watch this and suddenly be convinced to use the white card, all I can say as Mickey is some imagination, huh?
Wow, that's not bad either. Wow, look at the Mickeys coming out of the woodworks here.
Yeah, they also didn't use Scrooge McDuck. There's that.
Well, that's who they're fighting against.
That would be financial advice.
You guys are missing the bigger point here. They're honoring Klaus Schwab in this bit.
That's very true.
I hadn't thought of that. Well said, Culture. Good point.
You will not own your white card, and you will like it.
Well, now, folks, we've got some great news, and Andrew, you might want to use this on your show because this is major. We've got a source inside Disney Studios, and we actually know what they're going to bring out tomorrow. So, folks, here's what the mole has sent our way.
Deep in the heart of the Walt Disney headquarters studios in Burbank.
The cartoon duck isn't working, Randy. We're gonna have to use your golden pipes to get the shareholders to like us better than Elon Musk and Nelson Peltz. Otherwise, they might vote in Tryon and have us moderate the company. Go ahead, Randy. Do the Toy Story thing. Let's go.
You got a friend in Bob. You got a friend in Bob. Vote the white card, not the blue. Vote for Bob and he'll vote for you too. Only white cards to see things through. Oh, you got a friend in Bob. Yeah, you got a friend in Bob.
Who is this? I don't know you. Are you from Pixar?
No, I'm from South Park.
What's South Park? Do I own that?
No, not yet, sir.
Lyrics by L.W. Ghost.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are catchy lyrics interpreted by Randy.
Pretty good.
Well, Andrew, you've got tons of stuff coming up, and I know you're short on time.
Sure.
What's your overall take on the situation right now with Ludwig von Drake and with the Desperation Disney show? And what do you got coming up on your channel as well?
I just think that literally it's a point at which, I mean, you wouldn't imagine, and I think none of us imagine that this volume of stuff would be happening from a single company over this timeline. It's totally unexpected. I didn't expect to stream tonight. I didn't expect to make a video at all. It was a friend of mine's birthday, so I said, I'm going to take a day off. And then I see stuff like this. I see stuff like Vote with Disney. This stuff is happening at a certain pace because Disney is panicked, because they're in a corner, because they're desperate, because they know if you look at Vote Disney, every single thing they're saying is a projection of their lacking, right? When they accuse Nelson Peltz and Blackwell of being unqualified, it is because that is the attribute of their candidates, of their board. When they talk about pushing for growth, it's because the only thing they presented is failure, right? It's because that's what they've been lacking, and that's what they are sorely hypocritical on.
Andrew, how much rehearsal do you think Big Bob is going through with his lawyers for this thing?
He is getting reamed by them so hard he might have to take 3 showers a day.
And just wait till April. He'll never get out of the shower. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can and thrown into the archives to be viewed for you anytime you ever want to tune in. And as we say goodbye, folks, please consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you do indeed stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts as well as how you think we've done with our coverage of the Disney earnings call, the Gina Carano lawsuit, and so much more. Folks, things are actually heating up, going towards the shareholder meeting in April. And guess what? We've got major scoops about Lucasfilm, including a story about Leslie Headland you just can't miss. Folks, we'll see you in the next few days. All right, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.